These guys aren't my neighbor. This is a community garden, and this is just a bunch of old men that has nothing else to do but to come here and drink, play loud music, and talk louder than the loud music. This is why it's hard for me to make video for you guys, because of all the noise in the background. You guys have no idea how early these guys start and how late they leave. But what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys have seen the last video, we started working on the HFCRX a little bit. We cleaned the interior out, and we situated the under dash harness a little bit. We were supposed to get an EK today and do a swap for him this weekend, but unfortunately he did not show up. So I got the car pushed on the driveway, nose in, and today we're gonna try, or at least this evening, this late evening, we're gonna try to see if we can turn this car on. So I just came back from the parts store. I got a new battery, I got some spark plugs and some spark plug cables. But right now, first thing, we're gonna clean this engine bay. Ugh. And by clean, I mean removing all of the leaf and stuff like that. Still wanted to pressure wash this engine bay. So yeah, I'll go borrow my dad's leaf blower. I'll tell you what, this thing looks so much better without all the leaves and stuff caked on here. So right now, the distributor had the MSD setup on it. It has an MSD cap, which means it has no internal coil, and it had an external coil that was mounted right here, right? A blaster, I think is what it's called. And we don't have any cables. Two things: I could either put a coil in it, but I don't have a cap, or dig my whole garage and find the OBD0 B16 VTEC distributor. I'm gonna find a distributor. AD, big shout out to AD. VTEC distributor, hell yeah. OBD0 B16. Shout out to Bernie. Bernie gave this to me a long time ago when I did his swap. It was an EK, couldn't use it. And another thing is, I'm probably gonna have to go to the storage and grab one of my B series valve cover. This one, shout out to Chewy, hooked it up, polished B series valve cover. It's been wrapped away for a very long time. I'll probably grab the valve cover tomorrow or something. John wants the valve cover back of all things with this car, and I told him, dude, I'll pull it off, I'll give it to you. He wants to keep it. He kind of told me that he has a different project which is running. He has a Mini Cooper with a B series in it, and I don't know, kind of spoke a little bit, might be on the channel soon. But anyways, I'm gonna give him his valve cover back. So I'm gonna give this valve cover back to Peter to give it back to John, and I'm gonna see if he wants the distributor cap, since he's the one who took all the MSD stuff, because I don't have any use for it, and he can't use his MSD wires and stuff without the cap. Probably hit him up later once I get the valve cover off. kudos to the person who did the swap and kept it OBD0 and wired in all the VTech plugs and stuff, the VTech pressure switch, solenoid and all that. They did it really clean, nice and loomed up, nice and tucked away, and it has its own little harness right here. You can see it. And the second wire right here, I think, is the knock sensor, which is under the intake manifold, and looks OEM. Big thumbs up, whoever did this car back in the days. Look at this. You see that sticker? This sticker came off this distributor bolt, and this is a different distributor not relating to this engine, and the sticker right there is the same. Now for this B16, you don't really need some fancy stuff for it. Now I do recommend NGK for everything, and I'm using spark plugs for Delso B16A3, NGK 5553, BKR6 ES11. These are 11s, and I'm just using some import direct because this engine, you know what I'm saying, it's not like super freaking modified and stuff like that to need the best of the best things. It's just a bone stock basic B16. The import direct stuff will work. Just make sure you clip everything in all the way as far as distributor and, you know, spark plug goes. So before I even get to that, I'm gonna pull the plugs out. I can't wait to douse this engine bay down and pressure wash it, especially the intake manifold. Ugh, so grimy. Ooh, these plugs literally just came off with ease. Wow. Okay, okay. Okay. Dang, not even tight. Oof. Not too bad. Something going on with zoner number 1 though. It's kind of damp with oil. The other 3, not shabby, but it is kind of old. So I'm thinking to myself, I have so many freaking NGK wires in the storage that I could have just gone there and got everything I needed, but a fresh set of wires for this motor doesn't hurt. I don't remember the last time I've messed with freaking spark plug wires. Everybody is cold pack. I've been cold pack for like 2 years now. I think it's 1. Click it in. 2. 3. And then 4. Crossing fingers. I'm not doing the oil change because I did check it and it looks freaking brown still. Looks good. It's on the bottom dot, so maybe a little less than a quart missing, but enough to fire the car. And another thing that I checked was, I don't know if this gas gauge is working, but we don't got any gas, do we? I don't think so. I'm probably gonna clean it right now. I'm gonna go get some gas just to make sure we have gas. Go grab some 91 with my VP jug, and I think that's everything we need to get this thing to turn on. And check the ECU. It says EF B16A VTech. If this is a B16A, it should be like a PWO, and it is PWO. That's good. That is definitely good. I've been driving this car in freaking E for like 2 days. Don't worry guys, I know my car. I noticed that this ground it's not connected for some reason. Reconnect that on the transmission bracket with a 10mm bolt. Secured, and trying to see if the cable's still here. Oh, it is right here. That's good. That's good to know. They literally tied the negative battery post to the harness, and they taped up the terminal right there. Obviously the battery's not here in the engine bay, and to avoid me having to walk back and forth to the battery and back, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this cable all the way to the front. Oh, it's under the carpet. I'm probably gonna pull it out from underneath the carpet, since carpet is gonna be coming out anyways. And that's simple enough. Around the seat belt, under the plastic kick panel, and unhook from the plastic, and we yank this guy all the way forward. The battery's probably gonna stay in the trunk, but I'll situate that when we get to it. But right now, I need you right there. I know I have a battery tray in there somewhere, but clean off this battery terminal real quick. Well, you look at that. I have a freaking white one. Matches the engine bay of the car. This guy goes literally right there. Right now I'm not putting the bottom bolt and the one that goes to the trans mount, because all this is going to come back out anyways. I just need it for the battery to stay still, and that'll do the job. Huh. Corners are on. Tails are on. Oh, would you look at that? It's working. But it's freaking depressed right now, because you can tell it's illuminating on the brake pedal being pressed down. So that means one thing. A little plastic on top of the brake pedal is probably gone, and that is on headlight. I didn't even see if the headlights worked. Oh, okay, it was good to know that those guys are working. One high beam is working. I'm not noticing this guy. Where's the hazard? I think it's on the steering column. Not working. Check it again. Yeah, hazards aren't working. Definitely something I'll look into. That's weird. We had power earlier because all the lights came on, but still nothing to the dashboard. Oh, see, we still got power to the car. What is going on? Oh, it's the ignition system. See, it doesn't turn on, but if I shake it, it comes on. That's the fuel pump. I don't smell no leaks. Now this is an 88, so well, the light works. I don't think you need a clutch to turn this car on. Oh shit, I'm gonna make sure it's out of gear. We know it cranks. Definitely building pressure there, but it's not firing over. Oh, that's different. The simplest way to know if the fuel pump is priming is these hard lines. These hard line is one's return, one's to feed to the front. So I'm gonna turn the key on. I'm gonna do this. Turn the key on. I don't feel fuel going into the hard line. So I'm gonna find the main relay real quick. So I just switched over to the CJS wiring relay conversion for my all-wheel drive car. I know this works 100%, and I just turned it to the on position, and we still don't have fuel pump. I did bypass the pin black, yellow, yellow, black. These two guys right here. Key on position. It's supposed to turn the pump on if it still works, and it does not. So I think the pump in this car is kaput. So I just checked voltage for the yellow black wire, which is a fuel pump, and it goes to 10 volts before it turns off because of how the main relay system works. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the key on position, and you'll see this thing read 10 for a second because the pump comes on, should come on, and then it turns off. There it is, and then it turns off. So we are getting power. And I just checked continuity of the fuel pump wire to the yellow black. Go to continuity, make sure we still have a connection to the back. And it is cold. The yellow black right here in the corner, right? It should start beeping. So we're not broken in the wire, and we got 10 volts when the key is in on position. Fuel pump is definitely not working, so it's not much I can do as far as trying to turn this car on tonight, or however long before I find a fuel pump and change the fuel pump. I just put freaking 5 gallons in, but it's not a big deal. It's a small tank. It's like 10 gallons. It's not a, I don't know about the HF. I don't know if it's a 10 gallon, but it's still 10 gallon EF. It's not a big tank, not a big deal. I just don't have a fuel pump. So my last fuel pump that I had, I stuck it in the KRX Walbro 255, so I don't have another one. I had an OEM one. I don't know what happened to that one actually, so I'm gonna have to figure out a solution for that. I don't know what I'm gonna do in between because I want to hear this thing run before we further make progress. Out here at Brian's, you can always count on him to hook me up with all of the fuel system supply stuff. So we got a TI Automotive, which is a Walbro 450, and this is an in-tank style. I got the filter kit right here and the plug right there. Now we can drive an hour back home. 20 minutes later, and we're still sitting in line. God damn, boy. God damn. All right, guys. So we got the fuel pump freaking out of the hanger, and I'm gonna power this real quick to see if this thing works or not. Let's see. Negative, positive, and I'm gonna kick it on right now. Nothing. It's making noise, but it's not working. So I think this is a seized pump. That's good to know. You're probably asking me, why such a big pump? A Walbro 450 opposed to the Walbro 255 for the B16. If I'm going to change it out, why not? Plus, this is the only pump that Brian had in stock, BRFITTINGS fitting. And I figured since he hooked me up with the price, I'll stick a 450 in it for future, I guess, you know, if me or somebody wanted to turn it up, the fuel pump is there to make some power. So he gave me the pigtails as well. So he gave me the pigtail as well, and what I have to do is I got to cut this off to use the terminals, or actually I got to cut these guys off to use the terminal, adapt it to this so it can plug up to the hanger, power negative. And I'm not sure about the filtration system because it is kind of different, but I'll somehow make this work. So here is the Walbro 450 installed. I have a worm clamp on here to make sure this thing doesn't shift around. It's pretty firm on it. I have the filter clocked in the position that the OEM filter was sitting, which is that guy. So now I'm about ready to reverse this whole process, put it all back up, and then we can see if we can turn this car on, I think. So before I put the fuel tank back up into the car, I'm gonna see if I can prime it. Got the main relay back in here. I'm not gonna turn the car on. I just want to make sure that we got fuel pressure and no leaks. Oh yeah, I hear the fuel pump. Yep, we got fuel pressure. Check for leaks. Looking good. All right, so now I'm gonna finish putting the fuel tank back up. I am all cleaned up, all of my stuff, and we primed it a little bit earlier. We got some fuel pressure, and I'm just about ready to turn this thing on. Let's do it. Key on. Fuel pump is loud. One more time. And we lost the fuel pump. Gotta figure out why the fuel pump is not triggering now. I don't know if it's the main relay, but threw some acetone inside the throttle body and it fired up for a second and then it turned off. So I'm trying to see if the fuel is going through the rail or not. Maybe the filter is clogged. Do some quick diag real quick. So we have spark. We do have fuel coming through the return line. So we know we got fuel in the rail. And it turns on with acetone brake cleaner. So I'm wondering if the injectors are faulty. I do not smell fuel on here at all. So I'm wondering if the injectors are just clogged from sitting for 15 years. But I'm gonna do a compression test on cylinder number 1 real quick, just to kind of see where it is, where it's at. Wow, throttle body all the way down. We are at about 215. That's cylinder 1. I'm gonna change the injectors out because I remember in my bag right here, I think I have the wagon injectors when I swapped over to the DSMs. So I'm gonna swap this out real quick, see if we can get some fuel in that cylinder. God damn, boy, this thing is super dirty. Dirty. I hope this fixes my issue. These are the ones from the wagon. We know they work. Polished the body on these as well. They are OBD 0, the same, and already got 3 in there. All right, guys, take 1 million. Progress. The fuse under the dashboard for the fuel pump keeps popping, and I don't know why, but you guys just heard it. It turned on, it idled a little bit until the pump shut off, and then it died. So right here, slot number 14, alternator solenoid valve. That guy is a 10 amp, and it keeps popping. So the slot calls for a 10 amp. And I'm gonna try to put in a 15, see if it'll turn on long enough to finish this video. It is getting super cold out. We're getting into like the 45 degree, and I'm wearing shorts again today, so it's freaking cold. 15 amp. You don't ever want to put bigger than what the slot calls for, but fuel pump is on. That's weird. That fuse is not popped. What's going on? Oh, the ignition system. Hey, it just turned off. See? Maybe it's that. I don't know. Maybe it's the ignition switch that's causing all these issues. No fuel pump. If I wiggle it. Still not blown. Where's the main relay at though? What's going on? John did mention something about the ignition switch, but I don't remember. There it is. Okay, still running. Something's wrong with the combination switch too. Light's not coming on the first click. There it is. Huh. Oh, now the lights are working now. Emergency is not working though. There it is. Well, the whole combination switch is messed up. These weren't working before. Now they are. Oh yeah. Guys, it's running. And it sounds freaking awesome. Guys, this is gonna be the end of the video. The goal was to get this car to turn on, and it did. It took some work. The fuel pump, the ignition switch, the fuses, the maintenance, we got it to turn on. So that's a major progress for this car. It smells funky though. I'm gonna wrap up this video right now, guys. I'm pretty much cleaned up here. I'm just gonna tinker with the car a little bit more. I hope you guys are enjoying the progress update here on the HFCRX. And if you guys did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And if you guys want to stick around for the shenanigans with this car, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.